Hi, everybody. So check out this guy. He's thinking, what could be the square root of 90? What two numbers, when multiplied by itself, becomes a 90? Is it 9 times 9, 81? No. If I use 10, 10 times 10, is it 100? No, but it's 90. Is there such number? That's what we're going to learn today. We're going to estimate and compare the square root. All right, so let's start with square root. We learned the square numbers first, right? These are the square numbers, okay? We know 4, 9, 16, 25, and 36. Why? Because 36 dots can make me a square. Remember that. And check this out. The square root of 4, look at these symbols. These are the symbols that you're going to use. Sometimes it has a line at the top. Sometimes it doesn't have a line at the top, but they mean the same. Look, square number 4. The square root of 4 is 2 because the sides are 2 by 2. And 2 by 2 is 4. That's how you check. The square root of 9 is a 3 because the sides are 3 by 3. And to check 3 times squared is a 9. The square root of 16 is 4. And to check that, 4 by 4 side will give me 16 dots. See, you can check with square root of 25. You can check with square root of 36. So remember this symbol, square root of 25. And the answer is 5. Okay, remember the symbols. So these are the square numbers. Okay, they're called square numbers because the square root are perfect whole numbers or integers. See that? Okay, so remember 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 121, 144, 169. If you memorize this first set, you're good enough. Okay, if you want to memorize more, this will be very helpful. They are the only perfect square numbers. All other numbers, for example, think of another number. I'm thinking of 200. Where is 200? 200 is just between these two. And it's not a perfect square. Where is 115? 115 is over here. It's between these two. Okay? The non-perfect non-perfect numbers are always in between the perfect numbers. Check this out. Where is 31? 31 is over here. It's between these two. Okay? So remember that. Some numbers are not perfect. For example, square root of 183. So nowhere can you find the square root of 183 here, but you will know where is it located between what square number and another square number. Okay, so let's start with the easiest way to solve square and square root. Let's start with squaring a number 3 squared. Okay, so when you do 3 squared over here, start by pressing 3 and then press this key x to the second power. You will get an answer of 9. Okay, it will appear in the calculator. You don't need to press the equal sign. Now, for square root, okay, what are you looking for? First, you will press the number, followed by the symbol, the square root of x. You don't need to press the equal sign, and it will automatically respond as the answer as 3. There you go. So remember those important keys and be able to use them. But the lesson is this. You're not going to use your calculator all the time. You will have to estimate. Okay? So it's just a between the two numbers. Let's start with our initial problem. We said, what is the square root of 90? Okay, that was our problem, right? So if you look at your table of square numbers, 90, square root of 90 is over here. Let me mark it for you. Square root of 90 is over here. See that? So the square root of 90 is between the square root of 81 and the square root of 100. Can you see that? I just wrote it down. So you could write the symbol. Square root of 81 is less than the square root of 90. In the square root of 90 is less than the square root of 100. But we know the answer here. The answer here is a 9. The answer here is a 10. Okay? So guess what, guys? You can already say what? That the square root of 90 is between 9 and 10. That's it. That's a good estimate. Okay, let's try another one. Number 2. What is the square root of, let's use another number, 31. Okay, the square root of 31. Where is 31? 31 is over here, square root of 31. Do you agree? So it's between this and that. So you could say that the square root of 31 is between the square root of 25 and the square root of 36. But we know this is 5, this is 6. So what can you say? That the square root of 31 is the square root the square root of 31 is between 5 and 6. Now check. See that? Two whole numbers will give you an estimate. So it could be 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, 5.4, 5.5, 5.6, 5.7, 5.8, or 5.9. Yeah, as long as it's between. Now, it's the previous work that we did was good, but not so exact, not so precise. We want everything to be near the actual number. So let's try another one. So let's do the first example, the square root of 90. We said it's between 9 and 10. Okay, we said it's between, let's write it down, the square root of 81, square root of 90, square root of 100. So we said it's between, no more that, between 9 and 10. Use the less than symbol to show that the square root of 90 is between 9 and 10. Okay? But if you look at 90, is 90 nearer 100 or nearer 81? These are 9 points away, 10 points away. So kind of in the middle. Let's try 9.5 because it's in the middle, right? Where is it nearer? Nearer 100. So just to be safe. So you can now do 9.5 times 9.5, 9.5 times 9.5 gives you 90.25. It went over 90. Let's try the lesser one. 9.4, 9.4 squared. 9.4 squared will give me 88.36. So where is 90? 90 will be in between here, 90. So a better approximation would be this. The square root of 90 is between 9.4 and 9.5. It could be 9.41, 9.42, 9.43, or whatever. But this is a better estimate because it's on the tens place value. Okay, from the previous example, we rounded to the nearest tens. Now we want it to be more accurate. We want it to the nearest hundreds, meaning there should be 2 decimal places. Let's recall what our previous answer was. We said it's between 9.4 and 9.5, right? Because you see 90 over there. Now check, where is 90 closer to? 88 or 90.25? It's closer on the upper part. So let's use the upper numbers, okay? So instead of using 9.4, I'm going to use the middle of 9.4 and 9.5, which is 9.45. I will try 9.46. I'm going to square them. Let's see who's nearest 9. Okay, let's try with 9.45 squared will give me 89.3025. 9.46 9.46 squared will give me 9.46 squared will give me 89. Now we're up to 89.49. But we could still look at the nearest one to 90. 47. Okay. 9.47 squared gives me 89. We're almost there. 89.68. How about the next number? 9.48 squared. 9.48 squared will give me 89.87. Let's try the next one. 9.49 squared. 9.49 squared will give me 90. There you go. 90.06. So what can you say? The square is between this and that, right? Because somewhere in between here will be the 90. So I can use what? This number and that number. So I could say that the square root of 90 is between 9.48 and 9.49. See, it's more accurate because it's on the nearest hundreds. Okay, so let's try this. The values of square root of 12 and square root of 15 are already plotted in the line. So the square root of 12 is already there. That's the answer. The square root of 15 is over there. That's the answer. Okay. What is the approximate difference in tenths between the two? So when you talk about difference, you want to know how far away is this point to that point. So let's count it. Maybe from here it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. See that? 4 units away. And it's not simply 4 whole numbers. Each of this is 1/10 or 0.1. And how many tenths are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 tenths. That's the difference between the square root. Now let's try this ingenuity problem. Okay, let's start with this. A dining table measures 124 square feet in shape. So there's already the area, 124 square feet. You want to know the edge in what? Nearest 10. Okay, so let's try that. 124 is between what perfect square? You know 100 and no, not 100, 121 and 144. Okay, it's between 121 and 144. What is the square root of 121? 11. What is the square root of 144? 12. Where did I see that? From my table. So you know that the square answer should be between, okay, less than 124, less than that. So it's between 11 and 12. So definitely it cannot be you, it cannot be you. Okay, but you want it to the nearest tens. Look at 124. Is 124 nearer 144 or 121? It's so far to go 144. Nearer here. So go to the lower half. Lower half would be 11 point what? Lower than 11.5. So you could try the smallest. 11.1, 11.2, or 11.3. Let's write the square of these numbers. Okay, let's try 11 squared will give me 11 squared will no 11.1 squared will give me 123.21. So 11.2 squared will give me 125 0.44. So we went over already. Remember, our number is 124. So what would be the nearer one? The nearer would be, yes, 11.1, because it's nearer 124 rather than this. I don't need to continue because it gets farther. Okay, let's try another one. Hal used the following procedure to estimate square root of 82.5. Okay, since 9 squared is 81 and 10 squared is 100, 81 is less than 82.5 is less than 100, you know it's between 9 to 10. Yes, between 9 to 10. But we want to know if it's nearer 81 or nearer 100. Okay, so it looks like 82.5 is near 81. Okay, that's correct. Correct analysis. Square the tens closer to 9. What are they? So 9.0, 9.1, 9.2, these are the results. Okay, looking at the results, he said since 81 is less than 82.5, is less than 82.81, the square the hundreds closer to 9.1. So closer to 9.1. Okay, so 9.08 equals 82.44. 9.09 is equal to 82.62 because you want it to be hundreds. Okay, so and these are nearer 9.1. And since 82.5 is closer to 82.62, near towards this, okay, near towards this, so 9.09 is the best approximation for this. In which step did Hal make an error? Step 1, okay, square root of 82.5 is between 8 and 10 because square root of 82.5 is 80 and 8 times 10 is 80. No, that's not the correct one. He made a calculation error in squaring. No, the squaring here is correct. You can check with the calculator. In step 4, he made an error in determining which value is closer to 82.5. Let's see, step 4, which is closer 82.5. It should be 82.44, yes. So it should not be, it should be what? It should be 9.08. So this is the mistake. Hal did not make an error. This is where the mistake was. Let's circle that. Let's circle this. Okay, because look, 82.44 is nearer 82.5. Next, the values of square root of 8, they already gave you an answer, 2 point something, and the square root of 14 is over there, that's 3 point something. Okay, I'm not telling you what it is. What is the approximate difference in tens? It's already, each part of this is already tens. Okay, let's see, from here to here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9/10 difference. And what is that? Here you go. Check. Which inequalities are true? There are 4 correct answers. You will see that we will need the value of square root of 8 and the square root of 7. Okay, how will we know that? Again, think of your square numbers. What are the square numbers? 1. 2 times 2, 4. 3 times 3, 9. 4 times 4, 16. 5 times 25. Okay, so square root of 8 will be between these two. Okay, square root of 8, square root of 8 is between square root of 4 and square root of 9. So it's between 2 and 3. Okay, it's between 2 and 3. But 8 is somewhere nearer what? Near 9. So you cannot say 2.5, right? So you can say in the middle 2.5. Let's make it 2.6 or something, all right? So let's use that for the meantime. Next, Let's try the square root of 7. Square root of 7 is also in the middle. Square root of 4 and square root of 9. So we know it's between 2 and 3. But where is square root of 7 nearer? Is 7 nearer 9 or nearer 4? 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9. It's still nearer 9, right? So what can we use? 2.6. Okay. Again, they seem to be the same. Let's compare then. 2.6, 2.7, 2.8. So let's square that. Where does the square root belong to? 2.6 squared is 6.79, 6.76 rather. And then 2.7 squared is 7.29, 7.29. And then 2.82 squared is 2.8 squared is 7.84. 7.84. Let's try the next one. 2.9 squared. 2.9 squared is 8.41. Okay. So where is 8? 8 is nearer here, right? 8 is square root of 8 is over there. And the square root of 7 would be nearer here. Square root of 7. Okay, so let's see. Is 0 less than square root of 8? The square root of 8 is what? Between these two. Of course. Check. Is 8 less than 3? Yes, it's less than 3. The square root of 8 is greater than the square root of 7. Yes. Is square root of 8 less than 2? No, it's greater than 2. Okay, not you. Square root of 8, the same as 8? No. Is 1 less than the square root of 8? Is 1 less than these numbers? Is 1 less than these numbers? Yes. Okay, so that's the correct answer. Okay, so remember, results is equal to action plus motivation. Good luck.